Hi, parents and guardians. Welcome to virtual back to school night. I just have a very short presentation that I'm going to take you through to help you understand what your student is going to be experiencing in chemistry, both while we're virtual and then hopefully when we can get back in person as well. So I know that a couple of questions that typically come up at every back to school night is first, who am I, right? Who's standing in front of your kids and teaching them every day? My name is Jessica Wiesler. This is my 12th year teaching. I teach chemistry, honors chemistry, and organic chemistry here at Grosse Pointe South. I have my bachelor's in chemistry and my master's in curriculum and teaching with Ed Tech, both from MSU. And you can see my email address right there. It's the best way to contact me, obviously, especially when we're virtual. I am also navigating virtual learning for the first time myself with my kindergartner. My family is there. I have a couple dogs. I love chemistry. I love science. I love Michigan State as well. So those are just a couple of things about me, so you know who's with your kids every couple of days. In chemistry, your student is going to learn inorganic chemistry topics. There will be real world applications, and they'll really start to practice their scientific literacy as we start to get into these upper level chemistry courses in their junior and senior years. We're really able to start taking science that they've been learning since middle school and really putting it all together. And so they'll really be able to start putting some real world applications and some scientific literacy together. We'll be scaffolding chemistry concepts as we go along. You can see our first semester units there on the right. I'm not gonna go read those to you. Obviously you can read them, but as we scaffold through those, they'll really start to learn a lot of chemistry and some pretty in-depth chemistry. They'll also be using a lot of math in chemistry. And when they're finished with this class, they will be prepared to move on to either some science electives or physics, or if they're a senior, their first year college chemistry course as well. For your student, each unit, they will be, while we are remote, they will be asked to attend and participate during 2 synchronous lessons a week. They will also be viewing asynchronous lessons. There'll be approximately 3 of those a week. I try to keep them shorter so that the kids can work on them whenever is convenient for them in their schedule. So they'll be doing asynchronous lessons that will really supplement our synchronous lessons to help us complete an entire unit. We'll also be working on labs. Right now, those will be virtual. Some of them will be simulated labs. Others are ones that I go in and video for them and work through with them. They will be asked every unit to complete homework. This homework will only be collected 1 or 2 times per unit, depending on how long the unit is. And they'll also have an assessment for each unit. And really, this is, I believe, the big one. This is, what can your student do to be successful? There are a lot of ways your student can be successful in remote learning. You can see over here to the right, these are buttons that the students will find on my Schoology page. One of them is intentionally left blank right now. In the course navigation button, they'll be able to find the syllabus. We've already talked through it, and you're welcome to go through it more thoroughly, but that would be found in the course navigation. In my opinion, the thing that your students should be accessing on a very regular basis is the weekly agenda. That is both a button and found within the Schoology unit folder. That is where they'll find links to their async lessons. They'll find what they should be doing every day, kind of a timeline. They'll find due dates. They'll find assessment links, and so on and so forth. So that's, I think, where that organizationally, I believe the weekly agenda is probably where your students should spend most of their time. Also, to be successful, they have recordings of all synchronous and asynchronous lessons. That will just be in a Schoology folder. You can see that in the bottom picture here. We'll have synchronous lesson recordings and also asynchronous lessons. Your student will also have homework keys available to them. I grade homework based on completion. I think homework is where your students should make mistakes, and they should be able to look at those mistakes and correct them before they go to take their assessment. So I always post a key to the homework. They should absolutely always be reviewing that before they turn in their homework. It really is a vital resource for them as they figure out what is correct and what is incorrect, and where they need help. It will help them pinpoint what kind of questions they need to be asking. Learning labs this year, while we're remote, are going to be a great resource for your student as well. Learning labs will be live, but no new material. So it's essentially like a recitation in college or a review session, if you will. And I highlighted this and I put it in all caps, but please remind your student to come access student support hours. I'm here, I'm ready to answer their questions. When we're working one-on-one, we can get through a lot of material because I'm just working with their misconceptions and not an entire class worth of misconceptions. So have them review these materials in order to be successful. Please encourage them to reach out to me if they're having any trouble. We can make a time during student support or even an appointment outside of those if it doesn't work, for us to connect and make sure that your student is getting the help that they need. This is chemistry. I'm looking forward to having your students this year, and it's definitely going to be a unique year. That we'll just keep working with it, and I'm excited to get to know them better.